What's up, everybody? It is David from the Blurred HQ, and I'm going to review some comic books that I got today. I got a few last week, and then one particular story that I've been enjoying, and I didn't plan on enjoying. I'm not a big DC collector, not that I don't have DC comics, but I do have a few. Well, more than a few. But the Superman Wonder Woman joint comic, it's actually really, really good. You know, I think sometimes they don't know what to do with Wonder Woman and her series right now. I'm not following it because I don't think it's all that good. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot with the Greek mythology and the gods, and yeah, not feeling it too much. But the Superman Wonder Woman collaboration, they're dating, I guess you should say, and I'm glad they made them date after all these years. You know, if you remember Kingdom Come, Wonder Woman and Superman was having a baby at the very end, and Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, was going to be the godfather. And so the first one was, of course, Superman Wonder Woman number one. It just kind of introduces what they're doing, what's going on. They're fighting various whatevers, and then it just like kind of introduces what they're going to do in this particular comic. I missed 2, 3, and 4 for some reason because I got the one just because it was number one. It was Superman and Wonder Woman, and then when I start hearing things about this book, I'm like, oh, it's decent. It's getting some can't say airplay. It's getting some notoriety, and people are talking about this book. So the next one I got was number 5, where, you know, number 5 had Fire from Man of Steel, and then Zod's in it, and they're fighting to the death, and they're trying to bring people from the Phantom Zone. But the one that really kind of took me there with Superman and Wonder Woman was number 6, and that came out last week. Did I see that? Sorry, it's a little glare. It came out last week, and it was a good story. You know, the big fight between Superman and Wonder Woman, and Zod and Faora, which you would think the Kryptonians would win. And, you know, here they're having their moment, you know, not really knowing what they're going to do, if they're going to date. And, you know, Wonder Woman, she's a boss. She's like, if I thought I was going to be in danger, I wouldn't be dating you, pretty much. And she flies up and she's like, let's get to business. Stop playing. You know, and I'm like, wow, all right, Wonder Woman, you're a boss. And then she goes to Hephaestus, which is her brother, and they're worried about not being able to catch Faora and Zod unawares. And then, which I think is really, really cool, I think right here on this panel, I think that is the invisible jet. I'm like, oh, are they introducing the invisible jet right now? So that's kind of cool, with some type of weaponry. And then they have this body armor on that ends up turning to be a weapon that kind of takes Faora and Zod out of the fight. They do kind of a Wonder Twin power activate type of thing. And then I like that panel there. And but then the gods intervene, and they give Faora and Zod a little bit extra power, so they take out Superman and Wonder Woman, and then the fight's pretty much over. And only way to stop them from doing it, they had to blow the nuclear reactor. Sorry if there's any spoilers. They had to blow the nuclear reactor, and then you see Wonder Woman wrapped in Superman's cape, and him, sorry about the light, him cradling her. So you don't know who's dead or who's alive. So I can't wait to next month to see how this story plays out. Like I said, I like it. I enjoy the story. And, you know, I used to follow X-Men for a very long time, and I followed that story. The stories, I guess you should say. And this one caught my attention, so I'm probably going to read it. I've picked up a lot of books here recently. You know, the Ms. Marvel, which was supposed to come out this week. number 2, but I don't know if I want to keep it up. Captain America, I grabbed that as well. Captain Marvel, grabbed that as well. I don't know if I want to keep up with that story, but if anybody knows me, they know I'm a huge Buffy fan. And there's a new Buffy book. Joss Whedon is still the executive producer. You can see that. And this takes on where, you know, to me, where the 7th season left off. I know they've had subsequent books and a whole bunch of them, Angel stories, Angel and Faith stories. But this one is the one kind of caught. They're back in Florida, which I didn't know. I've never really read. I think I got a free Buffy doing Free Comic Book Day a couple years ago. But this one in particular, it is a number 1, and this is from Dark Horse Comics, which does all the Buffy books, and it's a great story. They throw back stuff. You know, she still has the scythe. There's a vampire chick that's killing these zombie vampires. Something happened with magic. I don't know what happened exactly, but something happened with magic, but Willow got her mojo back, but it's not the same. And then, I didn't know this either. Spoiler, Giles as a little boy. So, okay, if somebody can tell me what happened, and there he is right there at the bottom, there's Giles. If somebody can tell me what happened to Giles in the comics, I would like to know, because they obviously killed him, and she mentions it here in the book. And then Willow obviously still likes Kennedy because she's there, and Giles is doing the whole magic thing. And then we see Faith. You know, you gotta love Faith. Faith has always been a big part after season 4 of the show, of the Buffy mythos. Although I wish they would bring Kendra. You know, Kendra, Bianca Lawson, she's on Teen Wolf, which is off the chain right now. And I always liked her portrayal of Kendra the Vampire Slayer. So, good stuff. I like this. This is something I'll pick up number 2. It came out this week. I'll pick up number 2 just to see what happens. I also got a few comic books from eBay this week. I got some eBay comics. And if you remember, I think I spoke about it on one of my other shows, but I guess it really doesn't matter because I have a podcast. If you go to theblurredhq.blogspot.com, you can see my other podcast, and I'm also on Spreaker under the 5x5, and that's THE and the number 5 BY5, and you can find my Fanboy Weekly Show there podcast, and then it'll be showing up on the Blurred HQ blog page. But I'm really interested in some of these Archie comics by Dan Parent. There is Veronica 202 and 205, which feature the first gay character in Archie Comics, which I think that's an actually awesome idea that they did. And so I picked up His First Kiss, which kind of deals with, this is a variant cover, His First Kiss, which was Kevin Keller number 10. And then I got a throwback comic as well, which is not going to be worth anything, but just for the sheer nostalgia. This is the first comic book one of the first that I ever was given my grandmother bought for Miss Isis. This is the one I remember, number 4 from the Shazam and Isis Power Hour. Good stuff. Thank you guys for listening. Be back with more comic book reviews next week. It's the Blurred HQ. Check us out at theblurredhq.blogspot.com. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.